Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. Thanks to the players. Thanks to anyone watching or listening. This is a Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition playtest of a Neverland setting that will be released following this playtest. And before we get started, I just want to say a couple of quick things, like huge thanks to Tabletop Loot, our amazing dice sponsor, providers of fine dice for all your gaming needs. You can head over to www.tabletoploot.com and use the code WTTP Dice to get 15% off your next purchase. Of course, also, my friend, the lovely Maddie, and his amazing merch shop are the sole provider of Welcome to the Party merch. So if you head over to www.sonerdwear.com and use the code WELCOME at checkout, you can get 10% off your next purchase. So Nerdwear, it's what the nerds wear. And Welcome to the Party is now proudly sponsored by Roll20. The virtual tabletop that runs straight out of your web browser. Everything you need to play with your friends is ready at the click of a mouse, from click to roll character sheets to built-in video and voice chat. And you can even upload your own maps and tokens. You can get all that and more with a free basic account on roll20.net. And you can sign up now at http:/roll20.net/start/WTTP. And finally, Welcome to the Party is proudly supported by Devin Rue, who has provided huge support to the community since we launched. For some of the best cartographical content on the web, you should check out rueink.com, which is spelled RUEINK.com. Our Patreon not only goes to support the channel and the people who support it. Your generosity allows us to keep working on our mission to platform amazing LGBTQ and BIMPOC players and creators. So check us out at patreon.com/welcomepartyrpg. And of course, you should please join us on our amazing Discord. Before we fully jump in, can we just quickly say who you are and who you're playing today, starting with Kate, please.
Hi, I'm Kate, and I am playing Arlie.
Perfect. And Morgan?
Hello, my name is Morgan, and I'm going to be playing the Dragonborn Kid Riddance today.
Bingo. Sarah?
I'm Sarah, and I am playing the human Tessa.
Perfect. And I'm Diana. I will be playing no one and everyone. So to get started, we left off after a fairly typical day in Neverland for our group of Lost who went on a little adventure by themselves off of the floating islands while the rest of the Lost stayed behind. On this adventure that you took upon yourselves, you went to go and visit the lagoon where the mermaids supposedly are. You searched for some interesting shells and met one that could talk. Arlie went and had a little adventure under the sea and attempted to trick the mermaids into thinking they were her friends. It didn't go terribly well, but you escaped in the nick of time. And your shell friend did inform you that there might be something to help with the memory loss that Neverland inflicts. And so you ventured into the woods to try to find some of the ingredients that might be useful. You found some information along the way, but ultimately you went back to the floating islands just in time for an announcement by Pan informing you and everyone else in the Lost Camp that the Jolly Roger, the pirate ship captained by Hook, has a new pirate. And you have been tasked with coming along with him on a adventure to go take her out. So that's where we left off, and that's where we will pick back up. At the end of our last session, you had something to eat, you had gotten some new equipment, and you went to join Pan and Nibs at the war table to head out. Anything else that you'd like to do before we leave Neverland's floating island?
No, don't think so.
No? Okay. Very good. With that, Pan is excited to make short work of this and flies on off ahead. Before he does, giving you all one last sprinkle of extra fairy dust so that you could make the flight. He chucks it gratuitously at the lot of you and then takes off. Nibs kind of nudges at you and follows off behind. All right. You all take off as well. Glancing back, you see Toodles, and she's sort of carrying a couple of like weapons and things, and she like runs up to the war table like just as you've kind of taken off, and she just looks kind of disappointed and drops the items that she was carrying and then kind of saunters back around. You fly. It's dark now. The stars are out. There are many moons in the sky visible to you, all different sizes. So there's enough light to see. And when you arrive at the edge of Neverland, where you are flying to is on the opposite side of the lake from where you've been. The floating islands and the lagoon are kind of on one side of this little river-fed lake, and you're on the other side now. There's like a jungle over there, and right outside the jungle there's a little bit of beach, and that's kind of where you land, hiding behind a couple of big boulders to get a look at the Jolly Roger, which is now floating out on the water. Pan takes out a long, crooked spyglass and takes a peek at it for a few seconds before popping it down to Nibs and then to each of you. As you are all looking at the ship, Pan says, "So what did we say we were doing again? The sneaky way or the loud way?"
The sneaky way.
Fine. Nibs, what's the sneaky way? And Nibs kind of points over down along the beach. There is a rowboat that looks a little rickety, little unsteady looking, but mostly intact, kind of parked up on some rocky sand. He says, "Well, we take that. We wait till the guard," and you see as you look through the spyglass, there's like one, the top level of the ship is mostly unoccupied at this time. There's one person at the helm, and then there's just one person walking up and down the length of the ship. It says, when he's at the front of the ship, we head to the back and we climb our way up that way. Try to find where this new pirates hold up for the night. Sound good?
Yeah. Kind of look at everybody else, just like
All right.
never boarded a
Ridden's
pirate ship
just-
before. Sounds good.
Ridden's just like nods forever. Just
All right. So, first things first, then, we got to get this thing on the water. And we got to be quiet about it. So, Nibs kind of heads over to the little rowboat. There's not so much in the way of paddles. So that's going to be tricky. Someone might have to push us.
Kate, you're muted.
Oh yeah, Kate, you're muted. I was like, somebody's saying something.
So frustrating. I have the longest legs, so I can do it.
Pan looks at you and says, "What was your name again?"
I'm Arlie.
What do you do, Arlie?
Sing mostly.
Okay. Like a bird?
I can. And then I also do magic things.
Well, all right, bird. You can do it. That'd be pretty good of you.
Sure. Okay. I'll get behind the boat and push.
All right. When you all hop into the boat, you notice that it kind of starts to take on a little water through one particular hole in the bottom of the boat. Pan says, well, that won't do it all.
Well, I don't have anything that'll help with
I don't
that.
have any, me neither. How big is the hole that seems to be?
Small. It wasn't taking on water really at first, and then when everybody piled in, you could see that it was letting enough water through.
Is it? Since I have a slingshot from the very beginning, would I have like just small rocks on me that I could try and plug the hole with?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
gonna kind of like reach in and see if I can find a little pebble or something that is the right size to plug it enough.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that you are going to. You're gonna make a wisdom roll with advantage.
That was a 5 and a 6 plus 2, 8 total.
Okay, so you have this great idea, and you're like, all right, I'll plug up the hole with one of my rocks, and you pull them out, and it's just that the rocks are too big. They just won't fit in the hole, but it's a good idea. And starts looking a little bored and kind of kicks back, starts sharpening his dagger.
Riddance is gonna hop into the boat and take his ratty blanket and see if he can shove it into the hole.
Okay. Give me a dexterity check for for maneuvering that thing in there.
Well, that's a 12, and then do I add something to that?
Yeah, you should have a dexterity modifier.
I get a +1, so I 13.
Okay. You're able to really shove that thing in there. It takes almost your whole blanket. It's not very big. But you get like the whole corner in there, and you can see that like a little water's still coming through, but it looks like it's mostly stopped. Pan's like, good. Who are you again?
I'm Riddance.
What else do you do besides hole filling?
Well, I'm the well, I'd like to be the official greeter, but right now I'm kind of the unofficial greeter for you know, new people and old people that I forgot that I already greeted. And yeah.
Greeter, huh?
Yeah.
All right, greeter. And he gives you a little pat on the head. So, well, welcome aboard. All right, let's go kill some pirates. Everybody in the boat. And Pan kind of positions himself at the front of the boat. Sort of looks around, looks up at Tink, gives her a little whistle. And Tink will come behind the boat with Arlie and will also, very tiny little critter next to you, with a little trail of fairy dust behind her as you both push on this boat and kick and slowly move it quietly through the waters. I need everybody to make a stealth check, and I will do so for Peter as well. Wow, for once, not bad.
15.
24.
Good.
4.
Who got 4? Okay. So swimming quietly is not as easy as anyone would have assumed it would be. It's extremely hard to kick your legs and not make splashing sounds. At which point, Tink will notice that the noise is starting to carry along the sea and will stop you all. And at this point, you're still a few minutes from reaching the end of the boat where you have to be. Stay quiet for a moment and look towards the boat. Let's see. At this point, you see the scout walking back. Take a look out, and everybody remains as silent as possible. Everybody give me one more stealth check.
Oh, that's a 10.
That's a 10.
15.
Okay. You see him look out. It's kind of dark. He walks about 10 paces back to the other side of the boat, and you see him kind of stop where he was, look back and up, scratch his head, and then he just starts back on his journey up and down the boat again and again. At that time, Tink will actually kind of give you a little extra fairy dust. And your legs, instead of swimming, are now like floating just outside of the water and pushing you forward through the air in sort of a flying motion as you push the boat forward. And eventually, you make it to the rear end of this ship, where there is a rope ladder, kind of looks like it's half rotten, looks a little precariously placed. And at this point, you're so close to the ship that you can no longer see really what's going on topside or who might be there. So things from here are going to get a little more tricky. Pan is going to place his dagger in his mouth and start to climb up the rope ladder first. And as he does, he kind of seems to forget to wait for y'all as he's going a little quicker and quicker up that rope. Nibs is going to stay behind and work on shuffling you up. You're going to have to be quiet, he says. And you're going to have to be slow. You never know when they're going to change their direction or remember something. So just be careful, especially you, greeter. Just, don't get too excited.
Oh, no, I don't. I won't greet them too early, I promise.
Thinks about, no, you do what you're going to do. All right. He kind of takes out, inspects his sword and shields it back up and starts to shuffle you all up onto the rope. Riddens, he might actually just kind of lift you up and pop you on it because it's up a little bit high. I am going to give you all a little view of the situation y'all are looking at right now. Let me see.
What?
All righty, let's see if we can get this situation going. So this is the ship that you're looking at. This boat right here being the one that you're on at the rear end of the ship. And this fella's actually at the helm right here. And this is the scout that you've been watching kind of go up and back. So there we go for that. That is the what you're looking at. And if we get into a combat situation, we'll put it there for now. Climbing up, I need everybody to make dexterity saving throws as this rope ladder with all of you on it starts to shake back and forth pretty wildly. So I need you to hold on.
Question, DM. Would it be possible to fly up instead?
Flying up is going to take a little bit more. Flying is more difficult for you all to control than it is for Pan. And run, you can absolutely do that. It will be difficult for you to not shoot straight up above the ship and to control it. So we're either going to make a dexterity saving throw for the rope ladder, or you are going to make a constitution saving throw to control your flight.
Good text.
Up to you.
11 plus 1 is 12.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
Nat 20 for a 25.
That is good because as you are climbing, the rope ladder sways back and forth in the wind and with the rustling of the waves, and Riddance kind of loses grip at one point and is hanging on by one arm, which you just kind of swoop and grab, hoist him back up onto the ropes, no problem. Yeah. So thank goodness for that. Otherwise, you crawl up quietly, safely as possible up until you get to the second the hull of the ship. You're not on the top deck, kind of in the middle of this ship on the inner part of the ship, which is where you want to be. That's where all of the rooms and bunks and things are located. So you kind of all crawl through a little hole in the hull and drop down one by one into a very dark, very musty, very dank place. It smells like unwashed people. It smells like maybe people who have not left the same room for many months, questionably years. It's pungent in here. And you see down this hallway, you see several rooms. You see to the right, so ahead of you, several rooms. To the right, you see just 2 doors. And then in like the center, like right next to where you've popped down, you see an ornate doorway, double doors that lead into a room directly next to you. Pan is going to kind of lean up against the wall and say, all right, what are you doing?
We hear or see anything that would indicate where there are a lot of, or at least some people that we should be avoiding? Like
right now,
sounds of people or anything?
Right now, all you hear that indicate a human being are the sounds of boots above you and far away, kind of walking, like they get closer and then they get further away, and that sound just kind of repeating itself.
Are the rooms open, or are they, besides the ornate door, did you say they were all shut? Or
everything looks shut from where
Okay.
you're standing? Yep.
I'm gonna look over at Tessa and Riddance and be like, why would they keep a new pirate in a nice door? In a nice room? I don't. And you said there were how many rooms besides the double?
Yeah. So going down the hall ahead of you, there are some identical looking doors that there's about 5 of them all in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Right next to you, there's a smaller, shorter hallway going across the back of the ship.
Okay.
Right next to you is the ornate doorway. And all the way at the end of that hallway, there's one more door that looks kind of like, doesn't look like it would be the door to a room, looks more like a storage closet door.
I want to check the storage closet door anyway, just to be sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Give me some stealth checks to sneak past the ornate doorway while you are heading that way.
Uh, 15.
9.
18.
Okay. Everyone kind of tiptoes except Riddance, who just does a little hop and run to get to the storage closet. You all instantly hear creak, creak, creak as Riddance hops their way across the floor, causing most of you to stop and wait. And you hear nothing for a moment, and then you hear the sounds of 2 boots hit the floor, and a voice from behind the ornate door yells, "Mr. Smee! You check on that racket."
Can I Can I use prestidigitation to make similar creaking noises somewhere else in the ship, like within range?
Describe what it is and then roll me performance to make it happen.
Oh God. So as soon as she hears Reddit starting to make creaks and those boots hit the ground, starting taking that noise of kind of wood creaking and steps on it, creates a similar sound effect at the complete opposite end of the hallway from where they are.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, that's a 2.
Okay.
So probably either super quiet or really loud and just not the right pitch at all.
Yeah, it's just like it doesn't mimic the sound of creaks. It just more sounds like creaking ship. It doesn't give off that same energy. But it was a good shot, and I still want you to take inspiration point for that. Great idea.
What does inspiration do exactly?
Oh, yes. So you can, by the way, I'll just say this out of character. Everyone can have at any time up to 3 inspiration points. I believe I've given 1 to Kate. Yes. And now 1 to you. You can hold on to up to 3 and spend them at any time. They can be spent to re-roll a failed roll on any ability check or attack roll. Okay. I will give them out fairly liberally anytime you do some good role play, anytime you make me laugh a lot, or anytime you come up with a very clever idea or figure out a plot point of mine. If you do that, you will get an inspiration point. If you hit 3 and I try to give you 1, you have to be a good cat and say that you can't have any more. So yes, so you have 1 from that. So back in it, you try to make the creaks work down at the other end of the hallway. Doesn't quite go off. The creaking sound is not a perfect mimic. And you hear some little footsteps as the door starts to creak open. Does anybody else want to try anything?
Yes, I see what Tessa was trying to do. And now, has Pan hidden themselves?
No.
Cool. Sorry, Pan. I'm going to cast Dancing Lights, and I'm going to combine all 4 of them to make them vaguely pan-shaped. And I'm going to have them go over to where we climbed up and came in, and I'm just right as the door opens and whoever it is looks outside, I want that to be the first thing they see is like something is escaping, something's out.
Oh, okay. You want them to look like they're trying to get out the way that you came in. Perfect. I understand what you mean. Cool. Okay. Very cool idea. So the door starts to creak its way open. One side of the door, luckily out, so that you are kind of on the other side of this door, slightly obscured for a moment. And a little gnome man in a big floppy orange hat and a big matching colored orange robe that he is cuddling around himself will pitter patter out and look, and he's kind of murmuring to himself like, Smee, go check out the disturbance. Smee, get up. Smee, go do this. And he kind of peeks out, sees the Dancing Lights image of it, kind of wipes his glasses and doesn't hesitate, runs back in. Captain, you're gonna want to see this. I think it's Pan and that fairy of his playing some tricks, some light tricks right outside the ship. And a groaning voice will say, fetch my arm. And you all have 1 action that you can take.
So we're all on.
So like the door is open, one side of
Okay.
this door. You're like right on the other side of it, like over here. Smee came out. Here's the entrance you came in to the ship. Like that. You're like slightly obscured by the door, as long as no one really like comes out past it.
I think Riddance is gonna like look. He's looking at Tessa and Arlie's faces and the kind of like the tension, and realizing that it's definitely like he's just gonna take it on as his fault, and hide as he's gonna immediately hide behind the door as much as possible.
Okay, so you're like really gonna get in the corner of the door and the wall. Okay.
Yeah, and if he still has sight on the two of them, just kind of like staring, like laser focused at them for what to do.
Okay.
Tessa's going to. She's gonna cast grease on the hallway. Just trying to get like so that it's not where we are, but it's like from the doorway forward,
right towards like the entrance you came in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just so like the entire that whole, because it's a 10-foot square, so as much of that as possible is just slippery and yeah.
Got it. Okay.
I will have the dancing lights come back, and instead of looking like Pan, make 4 separate lights that all look like little fairies. And I want them to be like almost taunting right over the grease. Be like, yeah, we're here. What are you going to do about it?
Very good. Very good. Okay. Watching the direction that you're all taking, Nibs will begrudgingly take a stance behind the door just in front of where Riddance is with his sword up and at the ready. Pan looks happy, very happy with what is happening, and will kind of gently float up to the ceiling in the corner, just enough to be a little bit shadowed, as long as no one looks the other direction behind this door. There's a lot happening behind this fucking door right now. So hopefully everyone's attention is really drawn to the other side. And okay, with that, you hear a sort of metal apparatus kind of clicking into place, like a and the heavy boots of this figure start to approach the doorway, and you hear, and Riddance, you see just a metal hook kind of grip around the outside of the door, as he then tilts his head out to look to where the fairy lights are dancing. Hook is tall. He is the tallest thing, bipedal and humanoid, that you've ever seen. He is extremely tall. He has to duck way down to tilt his head out of the doorway. His skin is almost like a greenish tint, like just the slightest green. And he wears like what is clearly a wig of hair that goes all the way down to his hips, which is a long distance. His hat, his jacket are all in pristine shape. They look like they've been made by hand. They look like they are made of the finest materials. There is probably real gold within some of the lace trim. It is shining. And his outfit is immaculate. And he kind of tucks his head down under the doorway to look and look towards those fairies. He will say, "Wake the crew." And Smee will sort of pitter out from between Hook's legs and scramble with his robe still on. And he's going to slip in that grease and have a a heck of a time sliding down the hall and fall flat on his face. With that, Hook green skin becomes almost red with anger as he carefully stomps and steadies himself with his one hand. And he looks at those fairies. He says, "Pan sent you. Tell me why."
I'm gonna have all 4 of the lights make a shaking head no motion. And they move about 5 feet back.
Fucking fairies. And he's gonna try, steadying himself as best he can, to walk towards the fairies. All right, holding himself up just barely, but he has to walk very slow towards them. And the hook that he has for a right hand, he will try to swipe at them. Do they attempt to move out of the way?
Yes, they will attempt to move out of the way. And while I'm concentrating on keeping the dancing lights, can I see Hook from here?
You absolutely can.
Excellent. I'm going to cast message.
What do you say?
I really wouldn't try that. It's probably not the smartest decision you can make. Why, this door is right open and you could just fall through. Now, wouldn't that just be terrible? And I move the fairies 5 feet back again towards the exit.
He starts to pause. Says, "Tricks. Fairy tricks. Again. So sick of fairy tricks. Smee, get up off your ass. Wake the crew." And Smee kind of hobbles back up to his feet now that he's out of the greasy area. And he, you now see that, like, gnomish height, very small, above the wall, there are these little bells outside of the pirate rooms. And he goes and clangs on each one, running down the hall. As that, Hook steadies himself, takes a deep gulp, and is about to take another step forward. And as he does, you see him kind of clutch his stomach and grip the hook on his hand. And he pauses and goes pale for a moment. Smee, it's back in the water. And Hook will kind of back up a few steps and turn around. And behind him is a whole mess of people. He sees everyone
for the quiet way.
except for Riddance, who is still Riddance, and Nibs are the only ones he does not see. The rest of you and Pan are pretty much all behind him, slightly cloaked in shadow, but pretty much right there.
Can Riddance see Hook seeing everyone else? Or is he obscured by the
Not
door?
quite. You, Riddance, can hear like the steps that he's taking, and you hear that he's like what he's saying. When he turns to face everyone. Since you're so intently watching your friends, you can kind of see the change in their reactions that may indicate that things have gotten serious.
Does he have an action before anybody else?
Riddance could, because everyone else is going to roll initiative very shortly. Riddance could potentially take an action.
Okay. He's going to step confidently out from behind the door.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to turn and face Hook, not really understanding who Hook is. And he's going to pull out his card and he's going to flip it open. And he's going to say, I'm the official greeter from the Department of Neverland Maturity. My name is Riddance. Greetings.
Oh no.
Hook, still kind of steadying himself on the wall, now with his hook kind of stabbed into it to stay on his feet, cocks his head to the side to try to determine if this is a trick or not, and is going to get a disadvantage on his initiative roll because of that confusion. Please take a inspiration point. That was brilliant.
Sure.
And very in character and wonderful. At this time, you hear a load of doors start swinging open and a bunch of footsteps coming out of the rooms and into the hall. And we are going to prepare for a combat. And I think I may see if we are able to take a break. So that I can set up a battle map for us, because I thought maybe we would have more time for stealth.
No.
So at this time you hear the footsteps running kind of out of the rooms towards you. You see Smee come back into your view and looking excited. They're here, Captain, they're here. You sent the crocodiles back. Well, I'll take care of it, Captain, don't worry. And he's gonna scurry, see the lot of you there, let out a little bit of a scream, and then scurry up a little rope through a hole to the top level of the ship. At which time Hook will then start to pull out his sword, and you will all be rolling initiative, and we will take a break so I can set that battle map up for this. Let's see. Also, thank you everyone for being here. Again, I'm really excited. We are going to head to break. While we're on break, if you want, you can go ahead and head over to roll20.net/start/WTTP and sign up for your free account. Roll20 is being used by over 4 million people. Is that true? That's crazy. It is a virtual tabletop to power your favorite games. And with modules galore on the marketplace, you can find something for your group. And we will maybe be taking a break, hopefully. Sorry for the impromptu.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. If you get a second during break, you should check out one of our amazing sponsors. We're now proudly sponsored by Roll20, the best virtual tabletop for all your role-playing needs. Over 4 million people use Roll20's virtual tabletop to power their favorite games. And with more modules than you can shake a stick at on their new revamped storefront, you'll definitely find something for your group to enjoy. Sign up today by clicking the link below. or heading to roll20.net/start/WTTP. Tabletop Loot is an amazing place to get your dice, dice bags, dice boxes, and more. And now you can get 15% off your purchase at tabletoploot.com by using the code WTTPDICE at checkout. Tabletop Loot. Your party starts here. While you're at it, check out our so awesome merch store, So Nerdware. So Nerdware is the place to find all your Welcome to the Party merch and other amazing stuff too. Head on over to sonerdware.com and use the code WELCOME at checkout to get 10% off your next purchase. So Nerdware. It's what the nerds wear. Devin Rue, the amazing mistress of maps, has kindly supported the channel since the beginning and provides graphics for many of our streams. Head on over to ruinc.com to check out some of the best fantasy cartography on the web. Our Patreon supports the creators and producers of the channel by providing Roll20 subscriptions, cost coverage for video hosting, and more. If you want to support the channel while getting podcasts a week early, gaming articles that are published on Patreon first, a shout out during our break, and more, head on over to patreon.com/welcomepartyrpg and throw us a $1 or $5. And last, but certainly not least, help out the party. Subs and bits not only support the stream, but also every 500 bits or a tier 1 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a reroll or system equivalent, and every 1000 bits or tier 2 sub gives a player or DM of your choice a crit or system equivalent. Thanks again for hanging out with us today. The game will be back in just a few minutes.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Welcome and thank you so much for the raid, Bardic Knock. Thanks so much. We went to break because what was supposed to be a sneaky mission has, of course, turned into combat. So I had to set up a combat map for us all. We are aboard the Jolly Roger. Our lost ones are we are actually inside the ship. This is a view inside the ship, not on the top deck. Our lost ones with Pan and Nibs were attempting to sneak along the inside of the ship quietly to find the location of the newest member of the Jolly Roger crew to hopefully take her out quietly. Of course, this did not go according to plan for many, many reasons. And instead, what is happening now is Captain Hook has come out of his quarters, has been duped by some cleverly placed fairy lights, but has discovered our band of folks here up hiding in their corners and or who were hiding in their corners, of course, until Riddance, who is right here, decided to come out and greet Captain Hook in Neverland on his own ship. And so we also have a crew of pirates who are headed towards our lost ones as well. So if everyone would go ahead and roll me initiative and let me know what your initiative order is as well. And we will get started with that. I will roll for the pirates and I will roll for Capitan Hook.
Riddance is a 6.
I'm a 9.
This is a 14.
Wait, does anything, what boosts initiative? I'm
Oh,
so
you should
nervous.
have No, it's okay. You should have an initiative score on your sheet. Do you have a D&D
Oh.
Beyond sheet, right?
Yeah, I do. It says +1.
Okay, so that is gonna be 7 then. Woo!
7.
All righty, good job. Hook is gonna be here, and pirates are gonna be there. And then we have a mystery. Okay. So, unfortunately, the pirates are going to get to the top of the pop for this initiative round. So what's going to happen is they all kind of clamber out of their rooms, mostly ready to fight, a little disoriented. They've been woken up in the middle of the night, and they are going to come up and sort of make a formation to surround you. Our scout from earlier is going to stay back a little bit. And Hook is once he oh, right. No, he's not going to go first because I gave him disadvantage because of Riddance, and Riddance is good thinking. So actually Hook is going to go last. So that said, our new initiative order still leaves the pirates first, but with Hook last. So Sarah, we're gonna have Tessa go first.
Okay, do any of the pirates, when they hit the grease, do any of them fall, or are they all upright?
Oh yes, that's right, there is grease there. Let's see who is gonna maintain their composure and who's not. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's like almost, it's silly. So these two here are going to slip and slide and start on their backs. The other two maintain their composure. So they are going to try to trap you there, but not perfectly. Thanks for reminding me of that. And Tessa, what is her action?
So are we sort of like, is there anywhere for us to go backward, or are we just at the end of the ship?
You're kind of, all right, so everything that you have here, let me slide this down so we're a little closer to what we're looking at. To give you a little more accurate perspective of where you're at, this is the hull end. There is like a little porthole here that potentially you could kick out and get out. Here is where Hook's master bedroom is that you saw him come out of. And right behind Hook is the exit where you came in to the ship. So above you, there are some ladders and ropes that do lead to the top, but they're going to be tricky to maneuver in a hurry with people in this close proximity, though it will not be impossible.
Okay. This is yeah, sure, what the hell. Grease is flammable, right?
Correct.
Okay. Can I cast Firebolt at the floor?
Yes, you can.
Beautiful.
Just see if I can catch like the grease on, because none of us are standing in it. So see if I can just catch that on fire, and then maybe as a bit of a distraction so we can bolt up the ladders.
Of course. Okay. All right. So you're gonna roll Firebolt?
Yep. Let's see if I can hit the floor. 16.
Okay, yeah, a 16. The floor can't dodge, I'll tell you that. So so you cast Fireball at the grease.
Firebolt, yeah.
Firebolt extremely efficiently. So now the greasy area is like essentially these 6 spaces here, which all erupt into flame. Now, it's gonna erupt into flame. What's your spell saves DC for my fellow who is about to get burned?
My spell save DC is 14, but it's a firebolt is just a hit.
It's just a
Thing.
hit. What's the damage?
It's 1d10, but I was aiming for the floor. I don't know if he's still
You
gonna.
were, but that floor is gonna erupt into flames.
Yep.
So
Okay.
he's gonna get some damage done.
That's 3 points of fire damage.
All right. My fella here, my little frog man, will hop back as a reaction. But he's gonna
Probably
take
wise.
those 3 points of damage for sure, and not look too happy. The flames are pretty wild. And so let's see, that was Tessa's action. Our next person up is not in play right now, so give me a moment. Okay, our next person, we're gonna have Arlie, you're up.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna look at the 3 pirates that are closest to me, and I'm going to cast Bane on them.
Okay, and how does that work?
Up to 3 creatures of my choice that I can see must make charisma saving throws. Whenever a target that fails this saving throw makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw.
Okay, so this is a save. What was the save it said again?
It's charisma.
Charisma.
And Bane is concentration, so I lose dancing lights.
Okay, so our pretend fairies behind Hook right now, which are no longer really gathering any attention, they just dissipate. The 3 closest pirates to you are going to be these 3 here. 2 of them are going to make this save at a disadvantage because they are prone, and the one will attempt to. All right, we got a no. We got a definite no. We got a natural 1, in fact. And all right, my fella here in the middle is going to save. These 2 will fail with a natural 1. So tell me again what the damage on that is.
So no damage, but anytime they roll an attack roll or saving throw, they have to roll a d4 and subtract that number.
And subtract that. Okay, excellent. I'm actually going to make my natural 1 fellow roll a d6 instead.
Okay.
That he epically failed on that. Excellent. Let's see. That is a pretty good roll for you, Kate. Riddance, what would you like to do?
So Riddance is standing right in front of Hook at the moment, isn't that right?
Yes, within reach.
Within reach? Oh, okay. So Riddance is gonna look up at Hook, and he's gonna say, he's still got his card up in the air.
Yeah.
in Hook's face, and he's gonna say, well, it's really important that we make sure that everybody's got a good imagination. So I'm gonna need you to tell me your favorite color and your favorite animal and your favorite place and your favorite time of day. And he's casting Vicious Mockery.
Oh my gosh, fantastic. Wonderful. Okay, so now Vicious Mockery is a saving throw, correct?
Yes, it's 12 wisdom.
12 wisdom, thank you. Let's see what Capitan can do. He's gonna meet it at a 12 exactly. So you see Captain Hook kind of get taken aback at first, become like a little offended, but then enraged. And it is now his turn. Captain Hook will step right into Riddence's zone and is going to kind of bend down and lift you up into the air. See that you are a child and is going to just place you down on the floor behind, which is going to then reveal you are going to be placed down here, and that will reveal, and he will walk right up to Arlie, who is the next person that is in his line of sight, at which time Captain Hook will lift his sword and take a swipe. What is your AC? And does, oh wow, what a terrible roll. Does it exceed a 13?
Yes.
Well then, good for you, Captain Hook. Just distracted enough to swing and miss, and to not land a hit on you, but you see it coming up the other way, and he'll try again on his next round. We're back up to the top with our pirates. My friends here will come to their feet. They also have their negative D4 on their next attack roll. I have not forgotten. But they do have a little bit of a problem with this fire in the way here. Oh, you know what? Hook will put Riddance down, not in the fire. He would put you down right about there. So let's see. What are my pirates going to do? Well, these don't have a problem with the fire, so they'll come up. We're going to have one of them is going to go ahead and attack on Tessa with a negative D4. Where's my D4 at? Alrighty. Got my fun dice. Whew. Yeah. Okay. So not gonna hit Tessa at all. We will have this one come up and swipe at Nibs. And this fella's got no negatives. He is going to miss on Nibs as well. Not doing great with my pirates here. We'll say that this friendo comes around, gets right into Arlie's spot with a net. Ooh, even with a negative D4. Let's see. Hang on. 17 hit you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's gonna have a 17. This one, however, is going to come up here and climb a rope to get himself up to the second story, to the top side of the ship. And that's going to be our pirate's action for now. Orly, your hit is going to get you 6 points of damage.
Cool. That's only more than half my HP.
I know, I'm so sorry. All right. And so then we are going to be at Tessa.
Where am I in this map?
So yes, let me point you out. Tessa, you are in the back here.
Okay. So I kind of can't go anywhere.
You can pass through your friendly spaces to get around, which would be here is a friendly space. And this is actually, even though it looks like it's broken, there's parts of the ship you can pass through to get back this way.
Okay. But I'm in melee with one of those pirates, right? So
You
he'd get to
you are in melee with one pirate. You would have to take a disengage or take a attack of opportunity to get out.
I don't know what else I would do. So yeah, we'll disengage. And then kind of you mentioned that kind of down by where Riddens is, there's some ladders and stuff that I might be able to climb up.
There are, yes. Kind of like right over this section, right in front of Riddens, there are some ladders.
Okay. This seems like a really bad place to be. So I'm gonna do that disengage and then kind of step behind everybody and see if I can get even part way up that ladder.
Okay, make me a athletics check or acrobatics, depending on
Thank you.
your. Yeah. Okay. All right. To get up that ladder, go ahead.
14 acrobatics.
Oh, absolutely. All right. Very good. So you are able to kind of tuck and roll out of there and start to climb up this rope. I would say make me a stealth roll additionally to try to do this without drawing any of the pirates' attention away from the combat.
23.
Oh, well done. You just sort of slip out of there and up to the second story. We will have the second story. Let's move that and have this happen up here. And we'll have that on an additional platform. So that is the top deck that we're looking at. And who is
So am I outside then?
You are outside. The fresh air is there. And when you come up, as far as you see right now, up on the far end of the ship, you see the scout. Additionally, the only person you see is Smee, the gnomish man with the floppy hat, kind of on the other corner. And he looks to be hiding, more or less.
Okay.
Okay. From there, we'll come back to you up at the top. And we are going to go to our people who are not here and see what they are up to. Okay. Good. At this time, we do have a new pirate emerge that does draw some of your attention. Comes out of a kind of door in the floor and brings herself up. She is also in pirate garb, not as nice as Hook by a long shot, mostly robes covering her up, but she is brandishing a sword and looks ready to fight. And let's see. Kate, what would Arlie be doing now?
Panicking.
Yeah.
She's gonna keep Bane up, but she's going to cast Dissonant Whispers on Hook.
Dissonant Whispers. Now tell me what that does.
I whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of my choice within range can hear, racking it with terrible pain. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 3d6 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
For an inspiration point, what do the Dissonant Whispers sound like?
It is a whole bunch of like loud ringing bells and Pan's rooster call.
All kind of layered on top of each other. Very good. All right, take that inspiration point.
Thank you.
I will roll. You said a wisdom saving throw, correct?
Yes.
And this is on Hook.
Yes.
Wow. All right. This is the last time I'm doing this game with these dice. But he is going to fail that with a 8.
Oh wow.
Oh.
All right. And so how much psychic damage does my captain take?
3d6.
3d6.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. A 6, a 4, and a 10 plus another 4 is 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. Captain Hook, what you see happen to him is he kind of takes a step back from you, covers his ears, and you see him like lean across and up against the porthole, where at first he's grabbing his head to protect himself from the sound. But then as soon as he leans across the edge of the ship, you additionally see him sort of clutch his chest again like he had before, with a pale sense of dread. Captain Hook then will look out at his crew with a stunned look, kind of unsure what to do at this point. But he takes a fair amount of damage. And with that, we will be at riddance.
Ooh. Okay. Where is Arlie in that dog pile?
So at this point, I will point out we have Hook here. Riddance, this is you. This is Arlie.
Okay.
Pirate. Basically,
Perfect.
Arlie's in danger.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm gonna make a 20 feet from a point so that all 4 of those pirates in front of Arlie are affected, but not Arlie.
Yes. So you'll put the point somewhere here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So Ridden saw that Arlie got like struck by that other pirate,
Yes.
and he just freaks out. It's like the first time he's ever seen something that serious ever happen.
Yeah.
And he just starts screaming. He goes, I don't know who you think you are. All of you need a nap. And he doesn't understand what he's done, but he's just cast sleep in that 20 in that 20-foot area.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
so
They all do need a nap. Tell me how this spell goes off.
Yeah. So well, he is just in his lividness. He doesn't understand that he's conjured the energy to cast the spell, and his focus on everybody needing to just chill out and relax and take a nap just kind of like manifests in like physical form, and the spell goes off in the space.
All right. What's the saving throw on that?
It doesn't look like there is one. What happens is, starting with the creature that has the lowest current hit points, each creature affected by the spell falls unconscious until the spell ends.
Lowest hit points is okay. So this one's gonna fall asleep first. Boom.
Oh, I do have to roll dice.
Oh, you do have to roll. Okay.
I do. I have to roll 5d8, and that's how many hit points get affected.
That's how many are affected. Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Okay. So 4, 8 is 12. 7 is math.
19.
1, 20. And 6, so 26 points in ascending order from the lowest
from the
HP
lowest
creature.
Okay, so 26 total. So this dude does fall asleep, and this is that Nibs? That's Nibs. And this dude does fall asleep, This dude is not going to fall asleep.
Gotcha.
Okay. Very good though. Right before your eyes, a little tantrum goes off, and just the sleepiest pirates you ever saw just fall to their feet and go to bed. To which Hook again looks so confused and stunned. And from there,
can I move?
You absolutely still can move. Yes.
Can I move? Is that okay?
Of
I'm in
course.
melee with Hook though, right?
You are not. He is next to you, but he
Yeah.
has not started a combat with you, and so
Okay.
you can leave that space freely.
Okay. Am I? Let's see. Am I able to follow Tessa up the ladder?
You can try. You just have to make that same acrobatics roll to climb the rope.
Okay. You know what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna run over to Arlie
Mm-hmm.
and stand as close to in between her and any danger as possible.
All right. You are very small, and so in order for you to do that, you'll come over here.
Okay.
And you are in between her and the one standing pirate left.
Hands on hips, furious.
Furious. At this point, our fellow Nibs has been preparing for this moment. Before Hook gets to go, Nibs is going to attempt to do as much damage as possible to our standing pirate. Nibs takes out his sword, gives a good hard swing at our standing pirate, does some damage, not terribly too much. Nibs is still a little bit, he's not very strong, but he does take a chunk out of him. But as the pirate falters with a little distraction, what Nibs is going to do is reach down, untie his shoelaces, and tie them together while he's gripping his arm in pain. Nibs is then going to run this way through these pirates here and make a na 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 kind of taunt at them and attempt to get their attention on him so he can lead them back. And Hook's turn is going to come now. Hook does not want to be near that porthole here. He's going to come up to Arlie. Before he attacks, he'll Smee, what have you done? I need you to help. And he'll take an attack on Arlie. Oof. That's a miss. Too distracted. At that point, we'll come back to our pirates.
Is the floor still on fire?
Yes, that section of the floor is on fire,
Okay.
and our only person in it right now is a pirate who's about to take his third round of damage from it. Yeah. And so this pirate is gonna get up and is gonna nope their way out of the fire and try to come around here, try to deal with the riddance problem. This pirate will come up and let's see, is going to try to take on Nibs because he's been taunted. This pirate who's just come up is going to come over to Tessa. And this pirate is going to come along to the side here. This one. You see this pirate come along to the side, looks ready to fight, but hasn't attacked anyone yet. At that point, we have Tessa up on the upper deck over here. Tessa is in a combat with one pirate. Smee seems to be hiding in a corner.
Cool. I can't do anything. I have nothing for melee. Can I? How big is this pirate that's in front of me?
Actually,
that's sort of waltzed up.
Quite small. He's a frog man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he is a bipedal frog. Who's got a bat as well. He's got a blunt weapon.
Okay. I realize that he is 5 feet in front of me. Can I still try and firebolt him?
You absolutely can. Ranged attacks can happen in close combat, just at disadvantage.
Okay. Worth a shot. Oh, it's the same number both times. 15.
Beautiful. That is going to be a hit. Roll me damage.
Yeah.
So she just sort of like reaches out and just like almost like touching him.
Yeah, just like firebolt right in the face.
Yeah, right in the face for 6 points of fire damage. Just
oof. All right. He does not like that. Is a cold-blooded creature. This is quite hot. So yeah, very unhappy with that level of damage. Do you want to do anything else?
If I move, he's gonna probably try and whack me with that bat.
He will, yes.
I'm gonna stay put.
Okay. Perfect. All right. At this point, I'll look over the side of the boat and do something. Let's have Aurelie.
Okay. Arlie's gonna panic a little bit because she doesn't have any more spell slots. So she's gonna pull out her rapier and hooks right in front of me, right?
That is correct, my lady. Yes.
Excellent. I want to try and stab Hook.
Okay.
I would like to use one of my inspirations.
There you go. Good job. Okay, go for it.
Because that was a 2. Oh, that's much better. Okay. This is 16.
A 16 will not hit.
No!
Sorry. It will not hit. But it is much better than a 2. Hook does have to kind of hook his stomach, so to speak, to get out of the way of you, and looks a little bit challenged by your bold attack. Do you want to try anything else? Do you want to do anything else before the end of your turn?
I'm gonna. Is it possible for me to like forcibly swap places with Riddance? Because there's a pirate behind Riddance, right?
Yes.
Is there a corner I can get Riddance into that doesn't have a pirate?
You can attempt to try to pull Riddance like up to be side by side with you.
Sure. Let's do that.
Oh, hang on. Okay. All right. So you're going to attempt to pull Riddance to be inside by your side. Riddance, do you resist this at all?
No, I don't resist it.
Okay.
I'm just kind of like surprise tugged.
Yeah. So then give me a straight strength check to just no orally to yank the boy.
Great. With my +0 strength. So excited. What? Wait, can I use my other inspiration?
You can.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, that's better. 10.
A 10. All right. Riddance is pretty small. So I'm going to allow that to happen with a roll of a 10.
Thank you.
You kind of just pull Riddance out of the direct line of combat, and he is now positioned next to you.
Okay.
So it gives basically one round for one action for Riddance before these pirates come back into combat with you. What would you like to do? It is your turn.
Oh, wow. Okay. So there's a way out that's blocked by a pirate right now?
Yes. It's on the other side of Arlie is the way up.
Okay. And there's Hook in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
And two pirates kind of like kitty corner diagonal behind us.
Yeah.
So Riddance is realizing that this is actually not a game.
Yeah.
and super not okay. And so what he's gonna do is he was like yanked around beside Arlie and kind of back facing Hook again.
Mm-hmm.
And what he's gonna do, oh jeez, is he's gonna look up at Hook, and he's gonna say, "I'm not sorry," and he's gonna belch as hard as he possibly can in Hook's face with his breath weapon.
Oh my God. Okay, take an inspiration point and then roll the attack for your breath weapon. What is your breath weapon, by the way? Is it poison?
Sure. Yeah, it is poison.
Yeah.
It's 2d6 damage, but there's a con save of 10.
Oh yes. Okay. Of 10. Oh.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. He's gonna fail.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he's gonna fail.
All right, so I get to roll 2d6 on a failed save.
Okay.
Does any of my inspiration increase damage?
No, it's only for fails. So
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So 2d6.
Okay.
That's a 3 and a 5. So 8.
8 damage. All right. So just absolutely and you notice that Hook just won't. He will not attack you. You keep coming up into his face and being so vulnerable, and he just won't. And you then belch in his face, which he just takes and just is overwhelmed by this horrific poison cloud that comes out of your mouth and stuns him. At which point he is going to back up this way, giving Arlie an attack of opportunity. You get 1 melee attack on him.
Please, 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 please. No. 6.
All right, so no, all right, you don't succeed on that attack, but still he is going to back up. And again, now he's back at that porthole where he begins to feel and look a little ill. Let's see. It's his turn, however. At this time, Hook is going to let out a very frustrated and very angry and very deep scream. Everybody, please make a wisdom saving throw.
10.
Natural 20 with a -1.
Amazing. Riddance is incredible.
15.
Hey, Tessa and Riddance, you actually are fine. Arlie, you are scared of this man.
Great.
You are terrified and you want to get away as fast as possible from him. Nibs as well seems fine from what you can see. As well as what's interesting, his pirates look like they are a little bit strengthened by this, like they have been rallied. And additionally, what he will do is he is going to come up to Nibs and he's going to use an action to take a swipe. And he's going to do critical damage to our boy Nibs for 12 points of damage. Nibs takes a shot that looks pretty deep in the stomach. Looks like he's clutching and looking a little doubled over from this interaction. And that is Hook's turn. We're going to go back to the rest of the pirates. These pirates come over here. This one will come up directly to you, Riddance, the one female pirate there. And this one, I have this thing in the way here, but it's gonna come up, say, behind Arlie. On the second deck, we will have this pirate still clutching his face from the burns, but is there still. And Smee is doing something now over the side of the ship. We have Tessa up next.
I got a 10 on my wisdom save. Am I affected by Hook or no? Because I'm up top.
Oh, I apologize. Yes, so you are also afraid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for me?
It means you want to be far away from Hook. So right now you feel okay, but you would like to not be near this man.
Okay. Freaking frog guy. Can I see what Smee is doing?
You can. Looking at him, he's leaning over the ship and it looks like he's dropping things off the side. Sometimes like chucking them.
And can I see what those things are from where I am or no?
You're in a combat situation, so make me
Yeah.
a perception check to see if you are able to kind of juggle that information.
Natural 1. I have no idea what it is.
No.
It's stuff.
Yep.
Okay. This frog dude is still in my way, so I'm gonna try and firebolt him again.
Okay, go for it. Roll it out.
With disadvantage, that's a 9.
All right. This time doesn't affect him.
Actually, can I use my inspiration to re-roll that?
You sure can. That's what it's there for.
Natural 20.
Wonderful. All right, double damage on that.
Do you want me to roll 2 dice or just double the 1?
You can do whichever is more advantageous to you.
I rolled 2 dice, and so that's 12.
12. Right. So he takes now the second firebolt directly to his face, is mortified. There's so much going on. He's actually going to hop his ass off the side of the ship into the water.
I
Gonna go
Yeet.
full off. So let's see. You still have a move and any bonus actions you'd like to take on this round?
Can I not moving back down because Hook is down there? Can I just duck my head back down and shout, "Everyone okay?"
All right, yeah, you kind of like tuck your head through that hole, shout a wellness check down there. There's a lot of clanking of swords and like people yelling and stuff, so you get the general idea that maybe is the
Things
answer.
may not be going okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But I also don't want to move down there because that's where Hook
Definitely don't. Yeah.
is. Can I take my movement and run up to Smee?
You sure can.
See what that little dude in the orange hat is doing.
At this point, you now see that he's chucking chunks of meat like out into the water.
You know that's not a stove, right?
Huh?
Oh, hi.
Okay. Yeah. No, not a stove. Sorry, but has to be done. And we'll continue that conversation after we get, let's see. All right, at this point, where is my this lady pirate that is in front of you, Riddance, is going to grip you by like the scruff of your clothes, and pull you up, and is going to say, you made a big mistake coming here, and is going to wink at you and give you a little smile. And Riddance, you see like from underneath the tightly wrapped cloak she has over her face, like an almost perfect little like golden ringlet of hair like kind of falls through. And she says, "You're gonna pay for coming here." And she kind of drags you gently and kind of pulls you off in this direction. Arlie, what would you like to do?
Cool. Did I see the wink that the pirate gave to Riddance?
You would not have. That was a little subtle for you to have noticed.
Figured. Okay. Then for my action, I am going to try and get as far away from Hook as possible. And by doing so, and in doing so, I want to knock out the window to that porthole that's behind me.
Okay. All right. So let's see. You want to knock out the porthole, and what else did you want to do?
And then I would like that to be my action, and then I have a bonus action.
And then you have a bonus action. Okay. So for knocking out the porthole, roll me a strength check.
Okay, not terrible. 14.
Absolutely. The ship isn't in the best of conditions, so yes, you kind of kick a leg back and just pop the window straight out.
Sweet. I'm going to lean out, and I'm really going to get ready to fly to get as far away from Hook as I possibly can. But I'm going to look at Riddance, who's being held by a pirate, and I'm going to hold my hand out, and I'm going to sing a little verse. And it's I'll go ahead and sing it. It goes,
Yes.
once a fair and handsome seal lord lays foot upon the sand for to woo the fisher's daughter and to claim her marriage hand. I have come in from the ocean, I have come in from the sea, and I'll not go to the waves, love, lest you come along with me. And I will inspire him.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Take your inspiration for doing that. Absolutely, please. And what is the inspiration die for Riddance?
It's a D6.
D6. Okay. So you have that. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful work, Arlie. Inspiration worthy. Do you do anything else for that action?
Then I'll just kind of step out of the portal.
Yeah, you just have a little bit. All right, so you're gonna hop out and start flying away?
Yep.
Okay.
At least flying up. Getting away from Hook.
All right. Arlie is up in the air. We'll come back to her at another moment in time. As of right now, Riddance, it is your turn. You just heard a lovely and inspiring song that makes you feel so strong and brave and powerful. As soon as you're away with this pirate, she's smiling calmly at you and continues to look back at you with this look. But you have your own agency and actions to take. What would you like to do?
Riddance like saw the wink, feels that she's not being like super aggressive, but was squirming until he heard Arlie's song, and the calm just kind of like helped solidify, like, wait a minute, this isn't the danger I just was in. This is something different. So he doesn't really understand yet, but he doesn't feel afraid of this pirate for reasons he doesn't understand yet. So he's gonna like still gripped by the pirate. He's gonna like crane his head around, and he's how far away is Hook right now from Riddance?
Hook is approaching where you are, is getting a little close, but he's still about 15-20 feet away.
Okay, that's perfect. Because he's gonna crane and look at Hook and go, and he's gonna shout at Hook and say, This isn't there's nothing imaginative about this. This isn't fun. What is this? I greeted you. And he's casting vicious mockery again at Hook.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Is vicious mockery a saving throw or roll?
It's a saving throw, wisdom 12.
Saving throw wisdom 12 is gonna be a failure. I would say you should add your D6 inspiration to the damage for that.
Sure. I'll do it right now. Well, that's an extra 1. and so the extra 1 to the 1d4 psychic damage.
Absolutely.
And so that's a 3. So 3 plus 1 is 4 psychic damage. And Hook has disadvantage on the next attack roll he makes before the end of his next turn.
Excellent. He looks genuinely hurt. You see a tear fall from Captain Hook's eye as he staggers back a few feet on his way to you. And you hear the pirate that is kind of still holding on to you whisper, "Nice job, kid." And we'll be back at the top of the pop with our pirates, who are all going to take an attack action. We're going to do our attack on Nibs first, who is not in good shape already. Thankfully, this one's going to hit, but for only 2 damage. So he gets nicked again, but not so bad. Let's see. We're going to take these lovely pirates are going to come on. For here, try to figure out if they should go up or not. Actually, you know what? They're going to try to help out their captain instead. So they're going to kind of come on over here and be back up. And the only one left right now on this end of things is Smee, who's gonna look at you, Tessa, and say, hey.
Hey.
Look, just throwing some meat in the water here. You don't need for anyone to get upset. Just trying to take care of mine and my own, you know?
By throwing meat in the water?
Yeah, sure. Sometimes you got to throw meat in the water, you know?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But is there anything like in the water that he would be throwing the meat to that I could see? I don't think it's
look
returned yet,
over the side and you see the biggest crocodile. It is not anything you've ever seen back home. Here, it is not too much smaller than the length of this ship. And it pops its head up and just takes these comically small bits of meat that have been thrown in the water.
Friend of yours?
Nope. Just a beast that's here on Neverland, and we don't want it eating anybody on this crew, so we just feed it when it comes out at night. We just give it some food until it's all happy and fed, and then it takes off on its own. Wouldn't want it to eat any of you fine people either. You're all you look so nice and happy and fun, but we can't all fly like you and your little flying friend. We can't do that.
So many questions, so many, and 6 seconds to ask them in. Why does the crocodile keep coming here? I mean, you keep feeding it. Maybe if you didn't feed it, it would go look elsewhere for food. I don't understand what's happening.
You can make a persuasion check to see if he'll answer you on that.
+0 charisma, sure. 11.
So he says, well, actually, it's the captain. He's after the captain. He just wants to eat the captain. I'm so sorry. don't really even want to be here. It's just, I promise, if you don't say anything to the captain, and I won't say anything to the captain, and everything will be fine, and nobody has to know about anything. In fact, I could have him. I could show you how to take care of him and everything. You just gotta give him meat, and he'll go away. That's it.
Are you offering me a pet giant crocodile right
Well,
now?
no, he won't do what you want, really.
Okay.
He just won't eat you.
That's nice.
As long as the captain's around, he won't eat anybody else. But if you are if you're somewhere where the captain's not, then he'll eat whatever's there. So you got to be careful.
You seem to be doing such a good job
Really?
of this. Yeah, you're doing a great job taking care of the crocodile, and I'm just gonna take like a step toward him.
Thanks. I'm trying.
You're doing amazing, sweetie. And I'm gonna push him.
Ah! You pushed me. It doesn't take much. He's so tiny. And he just kind of holding little clumps of meat as bait essentially falls into the water, and the crocodile just chomps him up.
I'm gonna smile and wave at the crocodile. And then, because I'm still terrified of Hook, I'm gonna fly up to where Arlie is.
Okay, you fly up to meet Arlie. That is your turn. Next is the pirate that has riddance. I'm just gonna keep going this way. All right, kid, I'm gonna look, just you're not in any trouble, okay? Just be chill and follow my lead. Can you be cool?
Riddance, he's like, yeah, for sure. And he just starts flailing, and he's like, I'm not okay.
She's okay, a little less big, but okay. Good. All right.
I'm mildly inconvenienced.
That's right.
Kid, we're just gonna wait here. I'm gonna look like I'm gonna put you, and she starts to like look back, see which pirates are looking at her. Says, don't panic, okay? I mean, you can look panicked, but don't panic. I promise it's gonna be okay. And she's gonna hold you out over the edge of the ship. And she's looking at you with like a very calming energy. And I want you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Sure. What's 2 minus 1?
Great.
Can I use one of my inspiration die?
I am gonna say you should not.
Okay.
One.
All right.
You are overcome with a sense of comfort, calmness.
Okay.
And you feel almost like, even though you're being held over the edge of a ship, like you're being wrapped in a warm blanket. Like you feel very comfy.
Gotcha.
Extremely comfy. And moments after you do, you can actually see below you, obscured by the ship to everyone else, that another small rowboat is coming out with a group of people on it who do not look like pirates. And they are swimming rapidly, rowing in your direction. And the woman who's holding you gives you another little wink. As that is happening, We have Arlie.
Okay. Seeing Tessa push Smee over the edge has given me an idea.
Okay.
So there are 2 pirates on the edge of the upper deck, yes?
Only one now.
Only one? Perfect.
Oh no,
So-
no. On the upper deck, nobody.
Oh, there's nobody. Okay, I just saw.
One got thrown, one threw himself overboard, one got thrown overboard, and now we have only you and Tessa in the sky flying.
Okay. Would I still be scared of Hook at this point?
Your fear of him is starting to dissolve. Just now it kind of washes away.
Okay. I overcome my fear. I look at Tessa. Where's Riddance?
Oh, I think he's still inside. Yeah, he's still inside. We should do something about that.
Yeah, and I'll go back down into the ship.
All right, you fly back down into the ship. As you do, the one other thing you notice is that Pan is still here and is just calmly cutting the sails off the ship. Like, you've noticed that the sails are all partially gone now. 2 of them at least. He's working on another. Not really even terribly interested in what the prior mission was. Now you fly down to the main level of the ship, and you see before you a pirate holding Riddance over the edge. Riddance seems fine with this.
Oh dear.
Where would you like to go? You still have your full movement.
Yeah, I would like to, and it's just that pirate.
It's just that pirate, away from all the other pirates who now seem to be ganging up on just Nibs.
Well, okay. Riddance, Nibs, Riddance. Oh, help Nibs. I want to attack whatever pirate is closest.
Okay. So in that case, let's see. You fly back in directly down the way you came. You can backstab one pirate if you would like.
I would like.
Okay. Give me an attack with advantage.
Okay. Well, maybe 12.
12 is gonna hit. Give me the damage for that. Just a
Okay.
regular Joe Schmo pirate.
Yeah. 1d8 for my broadsword. Oh, 8.
8 damage to that pirate. I mean, enough to get him to turn around and enough to do a fair bit of damage as well. Not looking great already. So you do that.
Can I use a bonus action?
You sure can.
I'm going to look at Nibs, and I'm going to inspire Nibs by singing, "Come, little children, I'll take thee away into a land of enchantment. Come, little children, the time's come to play here in my garden of shadows." And I'll give Nibs a 1d6.
Nibs is going to take that 1d6. I am very impressed also. I feel very happy. So let's see. Now, with that end of your turn, we are going to have Riddance go.
Yeah, so Riddance is just kind of hanging off the arm of the pirate. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. And you can see approaching and getting closer very rapidly is this group of individuals on another rowboat, kind of coming up to, they're kind of coming up to exactly where she's holding you over the boat. And let's see, we'll be there very shortly.
Okay, and I can't see anybody else right now, I guess.
I mean, you can see, you can kind of see everybody like who's in combat right now. They're all still, like visible to you. I think the only person you can't really see is Pan, who's above you too much for you to be able to see.
Okay.
So all you see is this ship below you, ready to kind of pick you up.
Okay. Well, I guess in that case, is anybody in range for like 60 feet?
Let's see. The pirate that's attacking Nibs is definitely in feet, as well as these two pirates here.
Oh, okay.
You've got 3 pirates that are in a 60-foot range of you. Oh, sorry,
okay,
I'm not
okay.
in position here. Let's see if I can get a better.
And Arlie's on the outside of that?
Oh, anybody that you're allied with is who you were looking for?
No. I was checking the pirates, but I want to check and make sure that the pirates are first and then Arlie comes after.
Arlie is just outside that range, yes.
Perfect. So Riddance is just kind of like acknowledge this serene pseudo safety
Yes.
at the moment. And he what he does is he just like he relaxes in the space and like whatever tension he previously had while he was being held overboard is gone now, and he lets out just a big exhausted overtired yawn. And he uses his last spell slot to cast sleep again, unbeknownst to him, targeting the pirates that are around Nibs.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So roll me that out this time.
Yeah, sure thing. 3 plus 7 is 10. Plus 5 is 15. Plus 6 is 21. Oh, plus 8 is 34. No.
29.
29.
All right.
That was Riddance counting.
This guy who's been attacking Nibs, thankfully passes out. As well as this person here. Nibs looks so freaking relieved because Nibs is, as you see, severely damaged. Nibs is looking really hurt. And even looks back at you and kind of seems to know that it was you that did that. Gives you a wink and then looks stunned by what he sees in this situation, and turns to face you entirely. So interesting. And that's gonna be Hook's turn. Hook is hurting, but still very, very much strong. He sees Nibs look this way, sees what is happening. And at that moment, you see the pirate with you say, "God damn it." All right, fine. And Hook is going to let out a big roar of a scream and start bounding his way this way towards you.
Oh no.
Enraged by what he is seeing, almost in a confusing way for you. to see. So he's gonna get about halfway to you on this turn, and he is going to yell, "Kill them all!" and give inspiration to his men. The pirates are the pirates that are standing are going to try their best to make their best last potential attack right now. We're gonna have one on Nibs and we're gonna have one on Arlie. We've got a miss on Nibs, thank goodness. Okay, does a 19 hit, Charlie?
Sure does.
I'm sorry. Alrighty. That's gonna be 5 damage.
I am unconscious.
No.
Oh,
Arlie is going to fall down. Nibs is pretty hurt, but will turn his attention towards you. It is Tessa's turn. Tessa, you are in full sight of pretty much everything right now.
sweet. How badly hurt does everybody look? I mean, obviously Arlie is unconscious, but in terms of pirates and Hook, like how badly bleeding?
Hook has taken the most hits, and you can see like the most visible damage, but he looks the least phased by it. His pirates look a little bit weaker, even those that have only taken a few hits. Arlie has a terrible amount of damage. Nibs also looks close to falling unconscious. Oddly enough, Riddance, although being in the most precarious looking situation, looks fine.
Okay.
Pretty much. So that's pretty much it. Yeah. The pirates look more hurt than Hook.
Okay. How far away am I from this, just floating in the air?
As far as you had wanted to be, it's up to you how far away you had gotten.
Okay. I'm going to use my last spell slot to cast Magic Missile.
Okay.
And I want 2 of the darts to hit the pirate next to Arlie, and the other one to hit the one that's next to Nibs.
Perfect. Roll them out and tell me which one is on which.
Okay. So that is 5 and 3, 8 points of damage to the one that's by Arlie, and 4 to the other one.
Okay. The one that's on Arlie is going to be hurt enough to react and kind of run back away and into his quarters. The one attacking Nibs is hit and hurt, but still standing.
Okay. I'm going to use this is so dumb, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to use the rest of my movement to fly back in and land next, kind of in that space between Arlie and the pirate that's attacking Nibs. Just like, sup, buddy? Hi.
Like right here. Got it. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, wonderful.
Like wave. Hi.
Hey, what's up? Excellent. At that point, it is now we are over. Let me get my stuff lined up here. Over here. At this point, this ship comes up. The pirate holding on to Ridden says, "Okay, kid, you ready?"
And Ridden's he just starts crying, and he goes, "My friend, my friend."
Friend. friend? Which friend?
My friend. And he's just looking at Arlie.
Oh, God damn it. And she kind of looks back, sees that your friend that you're referencing is in a tough spot. She says, all right, kid. And she pulls you in close. She says, when you get a chance, you run away. You run away and you find the mothers, okay? You got a weapon?
He's holding his club in his hand.
I'll be fine. Go ahead and take a swipe at me.
Riddance hesitates.
I promise, I'll be good.
Riddance wildly like stage combat misses on purpose.
Okay. She overreacts to this swipe. She's gonna chuck you back into the ship, away as far as she can towards the pirates, and she's gonna kind of comically fall over the side herself.
Oof.
She's gonna throw you around this way, and she will fall, and she will land on the ship below. She's gonna. You can kind of see her for just a brief second over the side before the ship starts to float away, and she whispers one more time, like, "Run away." And they kind of float off into the darkness. Tessa, you're up.
Can I, without having any sort of healing spells or health potions or anything, is there anything I can do for Arlie?
Without a healing spell or
I have
healing potion?
nothing.
Yeah. Without those things, you can get her out, is what you can do.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna grab her and then fly, like as flying back out, like motion for Riddance to like get off the ship too.
Okay.
And I can somehow like fly over, grab him, and like, you know.
All right.
Both.
You can make a strength check to try to fly with her in your arms.
Oh, this is gonna go great. I have a -1.
I'm V-big.
Bye. 10.
10? All right.
Yeah.
You're struggling, but you get liftoff. And what's more important is that it becomes very clear to everyone else what you're trying to do. And at that point, Riddance, it is your turn.
Okay, so I've seen this happen.
Yes, you've seen this happen. You get Tessa, you get the situation. You see that Arlie is not well. You know that Tessa is attempting to get her out of there.
Okay.
Ian,
Then
do I need to roll
oh,
for
yeah.
a death save? Sorry.
On your turn.
Okay, sorry. I didn't know if we
Don't rush it. You don't want to. Yeah.
But I mean, that's fair. I just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
Well, through his tears, he's gonna try to fly and follow Tessa.
Okay. Okay. Riddance. You have plenty of flight movement to get over here and aid. And so the two of you lift Tessa up and fly out.
Okay.
At this point, it is Hook's turn, and at this point, he whispers a couple of words, and you see a rolling cannon come out of a room at the top of the ship here, come up behind him, and he takes a step to the side, at which point Pan finishes what he was doing, and a mast of the ship sort of kind of collapses on top of it, crushing the cannon, giving Nibs just enough of a distraction to kind of bounce out of there. The lot of you, hang on. I'm gonna come back because I miss all of you so terribly. I wish that you knew how much I gesticulate when I'm not on camera, because it's the same amount. It's like I'm talking to you in person. So as you all kind of bounce and fly away with Arlie in your arms, the ship seems to be descending into chaos behind you. A cannon goes off, a mast falls, Nibs kind of gets out just in time, and Pan follows, cackling with laughter, just in the purest of joy, just laughing and laughing. And eventually Nibs starts to join in too. And everybody, please make a wisdom saving throw. Riddance, make it with advantage.
Okay.
I don't do any.
18.
13.
And what was Arlie's?
I'm unconscious.
Oh, you're unconscious, so you can't make that. I don't know why I said that. So Tessa, you had a 13?
18.
18. And
I had a 13.
You had a 13.
Yeah.
So as freaked out as you are, like the two of them laughing, like it starts to make you feel a little giggly, like just the laughter, and it sort of makes it feel like, okay, this wasn't so bad. This is, it seemed serious at the time, but it was probably just a game. And you start to feel a little relieved by their laughter. And they fly back to the floating islands. Tessa doesn't work on you. You pushed a man off a ledge and he was eaten.
Yep.
By a crocodile. You know that was real.
Mm-hmm.
You're very sure of it. You all arrive back at the floating islands. As you do, the rest of the lost ones all cheer. You see Toodles kind of kick in the dirt, feeling a little melancholic, but happy to see you. And when you rest Arlie down on the ground, the twins rush over and start to, administer some health potions to her. Arlie, you're gonna get back 8 hit points.
Yay!
From their little revival. They say, Pan will kind of say, well, it looks like we scared her off. No more red-handed Jill. Let's eat. And he kind of just motions for everybody to go and dig into the pot.
I'm gonna, once I'm out of my coma, I'm going to check on Riddance, and I'm going to check on Nibs and make sure they're okay.
Nibs is also getting tended to, following you by the twins, and is wrapping his own bandages, and he just seems like, what?
I just wanted to make sure you were all right.
It was a fine battle. You did pretty good.
Not as well as I would have liked.
Well, I mean, what does it matter? We'll do it again tomorrow if you want.
Maybe. I'll have to think about it. I think I need a rest.
Sure.
And I will awkwardly turn around and go find Riddance.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Tessa too. Seeing Arlie do the same thing. You know, she knows she's gonna be able to check on Arlie in a second. So go find Riddance and
Okay. All right. You go and find Riddance there.
Yeah, he's got his back to like everything, and he's sitting, and he's probably the process of you getting conscious again probably took a little more than 10 minutes. So he's been sitting with his back to everyone, talking to himself for about 10 minutes. And as you walk over to him, you see that he's got the shell that you gave him the other day in his hands, and he's just kind of like fidgeting with it a little bit, and he's kind of just talking to himself and being like, well, I don't know, it's just kind of mumbling, just kind of mumbles.
I'm going to kneel down next to him and like kind of put my hand behind his frill, be like, hey, are you okay?
And he just like his like whole head just kind of like folds in to the gesture, and he just goes like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, that was all my fault, I'm so sorry, I was too loud and I greeted too fast, and and then I thought it was a game, and I don't even know, maybe it was, but I didn't do it right, and I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna sit down like right in front of him and just like hands on shoulder, like, not your fault. Not your fault. Promise. That wasn't your fault.
That would have happened no matter what we did.
I greeted him really hard. I tried my best.
You greeted him the loudest
So
I've ever
well.
heard you greet.
And he kind of like laugh tears, you know, where it's like it's so sad and it's funny at the same time, and just gonna like.
And hey, everyone we care about is okay.
Yeah.
Arlie's okay. Nibs is okay. You and I are okay. Worked out fine.
That was so cool when you set everything on fire.
Tess is pretty cool, isn't she?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, you're like super cool.
I'm gonna like snap my fingers and do another like prestidigitation, like poof of sparks. Like purple and blue sparks just through the air, just sparkling up.
I'll add on to that, and I'll use my little dancing lights to create like a little halo behind Tessa. Make her shine.
So because the 10 minutes has passed, Riddance is gonna just start laughing along with it, and you kind of see like in the dirt circle around us, there's gonna be like a really crude circle that's just gonna start to draw itself, and then a slightly better star than he drew in the beach the other day. This star is like off center, and it's got a sixth point, and it looks less like a star and more like a really, really awkward T-Rex.
Yeah, like a scribbly. Yeah. Okay.
But this time there's a third shape, and it's like a taller oval. So there's three shapes now, and the circle has horns. on the top of what is now a head, and 3 smiley faces all kind of like show
Aw.
up
Okay.
in the middle of all the 3 of the shapes.
Okay. Okay. At that moment, as you're all kind of cheering each other up and comforting each other, you feel the fairy dust wear off. You feel that little extra weight kind of pull you back into the earth like it's done for the night. Pan says, not bad. I think we need some new people around here. I'm gonna go see what everyone else is up to. And Pan is gonna fly and take off straight up into the air and go straight up and up and up until you can't see him anymore, and he disappears away from Neverland entirely. Nip says, kind of disgruntled, well, you better get some sleep. He'll be a while. And that's where we will call our game. I want to call.
Well, I can't hear you, Diana.
Yeah, I can't hear Diana.
Yeah. I thought that was just me because my
No.
Yeah, me too.
Is that new?
Yeah, that was new. Like within the
Okay,
past
good.
2 minutes.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, it was in the
As
last like
soon as-
minute. You just
yeah.
got super quiet. Yeah.
Yeah. As
Oh
soon
my
as
God.
you said, this is where we'll end it, it kind of like,
Yeah, there's just silence.
Okay, this is where I'll end it. I wanted to say that I want inspiration points to all 3 of you for that excellent role play at the end.
Thank you.
I feel like I very much understand all your characters so much better just from that. So thank you for that beautiful exchange. I also want to thank everybody who we had some great subscriptions and raids and bits and follows. So thank you to everybody who participated in that during the stream. Thanks to everybody who tweeted us out. And everything. I believe we are going to be raiding back at the Stinkapalooza fundraiser for Stinkrat, who over at So Maddie Games. So I think that's what's going to be happening next. We'll be back next Saturday, and we have finally next Saturday we have our full party. We will be joined by one more player. Russ Wild will be joining us, so very excited about that. So thank you so much. Don't forget to maybe join our Discord server, to follow us on Patreon, and to go check out our merch on sonerdwear.com. Otherwise, get ready for us to raid. Before we go, will everybody just tell me quickly, like, where else you're doing things, what you're up to, and like who you are, where we can find you? Let's maybe start with Sarah and go the other way around.
Sure. So hi, I'm Sarah. I've been playing Tessa. This is the only place you can find me on stream right now. So yeah, tune in every Saturday to see me do stuff. I am at Arclight Phoenix with a few vowels missing on Twitter, though I'm hardly ever on there, but that's probably where you can find me. Yeah, thanks for watching.
Beautiful. Morgan?
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Morgan. You can find me on Twitter at rmorganslade. And apparently I write nerdy D&D related sea shanties. And I'm gonna You can find those on YouTube at our Morgan Slate, and I've got another one coming out in the next week or so. So I hope you check it out.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'll be sharing all of those. Thank you, Keora, for the raid. I'm so sorry. We're actually just finishing up. I hope you catch the VOD. This was an amazing session. It really was. But we're going to go and raid So Many Games and his fundraiser for Stink Rat that is going on. But Orly, why don't you tell us about you and where you're from?
I'm Kate, and I play Orly. You can actually find me on Twitter at KatesD8s, and I don't have anything set up yet, but I'm actually working on a The Dark Crystal campaign that should be coming out fairly soon.
That's very cool.
Amazing.
What?
So keep an eye on my Twitter, and I will post updates there as they come around.
Wonderful. And me, I'm Diana. I'm Super Dylan on Twitter and TikTok. And you can, this is a setting that I have written. This is an official playtest for that setting based on Neverland's Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. If this goes as well as I think it is going, it will be released after this is done. For you to have. So follow me. The other thing I do is I just post silly memes about D&D on TikTok. So that's it. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to Welcome Party RPG for having us. Join their Discord, join their Patreon. They've facilitated this and it's beautiful. Go buy merch at sonerdwear.com. And that's it. Let's go raid So Many Games and support a wonderful person over at Stink Rat. All right. I don't know. Oh, we're good. Okay.
Hey,
We are rated.
Yay!
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
What?
Thank you.
Unbelievable session, guys. Thank you so much
So
for the
good.
creativity,
It was so
for the
fun.
role play, for everything, all the things that just make me so full of joy. Thank you for that. I am
good.
in love with all
Yes,
three
so
of you.
good.
Thank you.
Yep.
And thank you so much, Jack, for
thank you.
facilitating.
Thank you, Jack.
Jack.
As I don't know if you know, but I would so do this myself, but I have a Mac, and I, honest to God, I do not believe that OBS will allow me to do it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to talk to Ren and see if they're able to walk me through whatever their fix was. If there is, hopefully in the future, I will not need to take up your Saturday, but thank you for this so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah, super specific. Yeah, so I'm going to touch base with Ren and see what they were able to figure out and see if I can replicate it. Okay. Otherwise, everybody enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Please
Yes, you
text me
too.
anything. If